Now, Dr. Mabila Mathebula, today is actually a very, very interesting day because we are still continuing with our topic, the power of seduction. But today we will be focusing on a natural seducer, Dr. Mabila Mathebula. So now, break it down for us, Dr. Mabila Mathebula, a natural seducer.
Well, maybe as a point of departure, I would actually say that each and every person, you have got a girl in you or a boy in you. And more often than not, as adults, we suppress the girl in us or the boy in us. And a natural seducer comes into our life and then revives that boy or the girl in you. Yeah. So maybe I have to say that a natural seducer is a person that knows that there is a girl in you or the boy in you. And then in your interaction, he or she tries to bring that boy or that girl to life. Because, Mr. Stan, you have got that boy in you, and that boy will never die.
Now, Dr. Mabila Mathebula, but biblically speaking, what is it that Paul says about, about what you're actually saying in relation to what we do as young people?
Yeah, well, I think there I have to say that there's a difference between being childish and being childlike, biblically.
Yes.
But Paul and childlike, like the Bible encourages us to be childlike, to be like a child, to believe in everything, to have confidence in your parents and the like, that's being childlike. But Paul in 1 Corinthians 13 verse 11 says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things behind me. That's what he says.
And I like the fact that you actually gave us the difference to say, childish and childlike is actually not the same thing. Now, when a child is born, what is it that he's born as? He or she, Dr. Mabila?
A child is a born player. Playing for a child is normal. And the boy in you, because I said you have got a boy in you, there's a girl in you. A girl in you and a boy in you.
Yes.
There's got that yearning for playing. And more often than not, as adults, we also deprive that boy or that girl to play. Play for a child is natural. You can lock up a child in the house, but that child, will find a way to go and play with a friend. Now, a child is a born player. Even the child within you, he's yearning, the boy within you, he's yearning to play.
Oh, yes. Now, would we classify Dr. Mabila Mathebula perhaps a blesser or as a player as well, Dr. Mabila Mathebula?
Yeah, well, it's a very good question, and I'm glad you brought it up. I read a book by Professor Ngungu Wasionga, Devil on the Cross. And then he paints a very vivid story of a blesser who was in love with a girl. And what you do is they would actually go out and play hide and seek game, the hide and seek game, together. And the lady was actually enchanted. In other words, that blesser became a boy, and that lady became a girl, and they played together. But unfortunately, the end result was the girl, ended up being rendered pregnant, and the guy didn't actually take any responsibility. That was the sad part of the story.
Now, which is the sad part, Dr. Mabila Mathebula. Now, a seducer. Or a natural seducer, as we're talking about a natural seducer, Dr. Mabila Mathebula. Now, does the seducer see whoever they're seducing as a victim?
Yes. In fact, they see you as a victim, and then what they want to, what they want to achieve, particularly natural seducer, they want you to think like a child, they want you to speak like a child, they want you to understand like a child, and once you do that, you'd actually find that you are in the snare of a fowler.
And because it's a natural seducer, Dr. Mabila Mathebula, they can call you with very nice names like pumpkin. I don't know if pumpkin is something, but I wonder why people like to be called that though, Dr. Mabila Mathebula. I'm just saying, if you were to say pumpkin, if I were to say pumpkin, and I have to say purilanga to my wife, I think I might end up with a bloody nose, because to say puri in Chivenda, it's not fashionable, Dr. Mathebula.
Yeah, as I said to you, Paul says, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. Now, normally, a natural seducer will use, a pet name, such as Punju, Zaza, Nana, and those names. And then now, a boy in you or a girl in you will respond to such a message. And Stan, I said to you the other time that you and I were from Limpopo, and we came here as migrant labor. And our forebears, they used to come to Joburg and they never went back home. And you know why? Because they were seduced. For the first time, you are called Nana, you are called Love, you are called Zaza. And at home, that name, it's not used. Now that's how they were actually seduced by natural seducers. But at the end, Madima, that book.
Yes. I remember that book very, very well. I did it some years ago while I was still in school, Dr. Mabila Mathebula.
But you understand what I'm talking about.
I understand exactly what you're talking about. Now, Dr. Mabila Mathebula, is there any other activities that enables us to actually suppress our childlike behavior in us, Dr. Mabila Mathebula? Is there a way in which perhaps, because you actually painted a very good picture where we are able to look at ourselves and be able to actually understand things that we do, especially when you talk about childlike and childish and throwing all those behavior out, one is able to see that, okay, whenever I act like this, I'm actually being a childlike, or I'm being childish. Now, as adults now, Dr. Mabila Mathebula, is there any way in which we can be able to suppress the childlike behavior in us?
Yeah, it's a very good question, and I'm glad you brought it up. We normally, suppress the child in us by being deeply engrossed in activities. You devote your energies on your work. You become work-centered, or you become religious-centered. You center your life around something, or you are friend-centered, or you work-centered, as I've indicated. And then at the end of the day, you suppress the boy in you, or you suppress the girl in you, because the girl in you or the boy in you still wants to survive, still wants to play. It's for this reason when other people say, yo, ntato, nkare ke ngwana bona o etsang mo leratong, because it's the boy in him, and more often than not, because of our busy schedules, at times we don't even want to go on leave. Stan works from Jan to December without going on leave, and it's very, even when you are at your house, you are very serious. It's either you are on your computer or you're reading a book. You hardly play. And then when you come across a person who's going to make it a point that boy comes to life, you end up leaving your home.
And you start to play, Dr. Mabila Mathebula.
Yeah, you start to play. And the example that I've given, I think most of us, we watch, we are Jola 99, And then more often than not, the cheating partner, we hardly find the cheating partner at the library, or church, or book launch, or at the stock exchange, doing serious business. More often than not, we find the cheating partner at the mall with a girlfriend, where they do window shopping, they hold hands, or at the pub where they are imbibing, dancing, or at the guest house where they are actually relaxed and walking around, or at the party, where, everything is fun and they're like, now you realize that, a boy is being entertained or a girl is being entertained.
Yes, Dr. Mabila Mathebula. It makes a lot of sense because a child can actually go astray, Dr. Mabila Mathebula. Is that statement correct?
Yeah, a child will actually lead you astray, because, I mean, you want adventure. A child is adventurous, A child does not have boundaries.
Yes.
They want to explore. And in your relationship, you are exploring because that child in you is coming out. It's for this reason when you have got a wife or a husband, at times you need to play the role of a boyfriend and she needs to play a role of a girlfriend. And let us not be serious and play a role of a husband and a wife always. At times you need to be a boyfriend, at times you need to be a girlfriend, at times you need to be a boy, at times you need to be a girl. Because more often than not, people get involved in extramarital relationships because the boy in you has been surprised. It's like a time bomb ticking away, and it's now exploding. And when the time bomb explodes, a person will end up having an extramarital relationship because the relationship, the marriage does not actually provide, does not cater for that boy or does not cater for that girl.
So, Dr. Mabila Mathebula, now would a child, leave his sweets and perhaps go and want to steal a friend's sweets?
Yeah, well, it's like that. A child always, explores.
Yeah.
They can leave everything. Like for example, have you ever asked yourself a child who is in a balanced home, but he has got a room and everything, but he becomes a street kid.
Yes.
It means that there is a child in him, that leads him astray. There's a child in him that makes him to actually explore. That's why more often than not, people steal what they have at home. You have got a banana tree at home, but you go next door and steal bananas because you are exploring. You like exploring. You like adventure. Now a child has got that adventure. So that's why you find that a lot of people have got extramarital relationship. You steal what you have because you want to explore.
Very interesting. So, Dr. Mabila Mathebula, what I like about us and in this show is the fact that we don't only talk about problems and don't have solutions. What are some of the suggested solutions, Dr. Mabila Mathebula?
Yeah, it's a very good question, Mr. Stan, and I'm glad you brought it up. I think I suggest that couples must set aside time to play in order to entertain the boy or the girl in them. You need to set time to play. You need to play hide and seek. You need to chase each other. You need to play. The way you used to play when you were young, you can do that with your wife. But more often than not, when we are actually married, we are so serious to an extent that we don't actually want to play other roles. Now you need to play with your wife. Your wife must know that Stan is the boy. I know the boy in him. And you must know the girl in your wife. And if you don't ever, as I always said, if you don't tell your wife or your girlfriend how much you love her, other people are going to do for you. The same applies to seducers. If you don't do it, seducers are going to do it for you. Particularly another seductive place is the workplace, Mr. Stan. Because at work you meet different people, and a person might actually realize that Stan has got that boy in him, but that boy in him has been ignored. And the lady, what does she do? She starts attracting that boy. She starts doing something and paying attention to that boy. And once she pays attention to that boy, she got you. You are captured.
And what other things can we do, Dr. Mabila Mathebula? You also mentioned the fact that sometimes we also need to give each other, like pet names as well, Dr. Mabila Mathebula.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to give, each other, a pet name like Punchu or Nana or Dear or Babes or what. Those names are very important. That's why, when your wife, calls you that, with that name, you respond in a very positive way. In other words, she's actually trying to grab that child in you. She's trying to entertain, to feed that child in you. That's why you become so cheerful, because someone is doing something about the boy in you.
Now, Is taking a holiday trip a good thing, Dr. Mabila Mathebula, for a couple?
Absolutely, you must take a holiday trip and go, and go to Durban or to Port Elizabeth or anywhere where you can be, play, on the beach, where you can swim together and the like. And you are not even aware that, once you do that, you are becoming a boy and a girl. And when you come back, the relationship will be so strong. The problem is with a relationship, we need to decharge and recharge.
Now, Dr. Mabila Mathebula, Floyd says that I think in my relationship I am a bit late. I'm afraid that if I start using pet names, I might be causing trouble.
No, Floyd, you are not late. As I said to you, Mr. Stan and I in this show, we are also growing. We also see our mistakes and then we rectify them. That's why we say the purpose of this show is self-discovery. Also, as we're talking, there are issues that we need to attend to. Like, for example, I've never been on a holiday for quite some time, and I said to my wife, in 2 weeks' time we're going on a holiday. I'm trying always to rectify things in my relationship.
And then this is Lady J, right? She says, I'm actually glued because I feel that we as women try very hard and sometimes sometimes our hard work goes unnoticed.
Yeah, that's why this show is an awareness show. We want to make it a point that men and women are aware of their mistakes, and then we want them to go back to to the origin, to the relationship, to make it. That's why I said in this show, what we are trying to do, we are decharging and recharging. And as same applies to a relationship. It needs to be discharged and it needs to be recharged.
And then I see Manamera here as well. Dr. Mabila Mathebula says, I am actually fortunate to be listening to this show. I also need a trip.
Yeah, absolutely. You need the trip. That's why I said you need to decharge and recharge. Like, for example, on Sunday, where I'm fellowshipping, I'm deeply engrossed in, preaching. I do the preaching and the like. Preaching is the serious stuff, And then, but you know what? I need to go out, to recharge. That's why I said in life you need to recharge and decharge.
Okay, this one is signed Tando's mom, name Dr. Mabila Mathebula. It says, I am actually liking your topic. I listen to the show every Sunday. Okay, it's not Sunday; it's actually Saturday. I think maybe it's a mistake when spelling there. I like your show. Keep up the good work.
Yeah. Also, we also appreciate our listeners because, as we said, we are not perfect, and not being perfect. I think we need you to give us some education as well and your own experiences as well. As I said to Stan, that after maybe the level 1 lockdown, we have to go and meet you face to face and have a discussion with you, ask questions, and we're going to ask questions as well because we're not here with all the answers, but I think with our interaction we can all grow, and the motto of the show is let's grow together, all of us who are growing.
And then somebody also who did not say the name, Dr. Mabila Mathebula, is also saying, I see it's just a thumbs up, Dr. Mabila Mathebula. So it looks like it is, there's so much love.
Yeah, well, it's a self-discovery. I think this show, we are discovering ourselves. And I think Stan may not actually say it, but I think, this year he'll go on holiday because he has been so busy.
Yes, Dr. Mabila Mathebula, I think it will truly be deserved. Now, Dr. Mabila Mathebula, today we're not going into the quotable codes, but we've got the vocabulary cabinet. What is it that we have, Dr. Mabila Mathebula?
Yeah, we have got one, we have got a word. you know, a person would actually pronounce it as insufferable, but it's insufferable.
Insufferable.
Insufferable, which means extremely annoying or revolting, something that annoys. And we can say vision is insufferably religious.
Vision is insufferably religious.
Yeah. Yeah. And the second word is suggestible. It's also an adjective. Easily influenced by other people. And the example that we can give is the Zimbabwean government is suggestible. Look at how it allowed pressure groups to disallow Somizi into the country.
No, these examples, I like all these examples, Dr. Mabila Mathebula. And we spoke about insufferable, and we also spoke about suggestible.
Suggestible.
And then easily influenced by others. So meaning that if you are to take a decision, you are actually taking a decision not because this is the decision that you actually want to take, but you are actually influenced to be able to take that particular decision. So it means that person has got no backbone, Dr. Mabila Mathebula. There's an English word, I'm not suggesting that it is a synonym, but it's somebody, because somebody who does not have a backbone, the English word for it is pusillanimous.
Yeah, we are learning, because it is said that I didn't know the meaning of the word, because they say knowing interferes with learning. If you think that if you think that you'd never learn. And thank you for wising me up.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Mabila Mathebula. We really enjoy you. Dr. Mabila Mathebula, is a person, is a human being, who actually understand, what does hard work mean. He knows hard work pays. It does not matter what hard work you are doing, but it is, going to be noticed at some stage in your life. And we always appreciate having you, Dr. Mabila Mathebula, because, you actually always enlighten us with your wisdom, Dr. Mathebula.
Yeah, also, but it's a reciprocal action. I think our listeners also the wiser up, and then I hope that all of us will go and resuscitate the boy in us or the girl in us. Just go and do it tonight, and then you must actually, when you have got a wife, try by all means to entertain tonight the girl in her. If you have got a husband, please entertain or resuscitate the boy in him.
Dr. Mabila Mathebula, Shulani says, I always listen to the podcast, but I am actually from, today going to listen to the show live and also follow the podcast as well.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm saying to you, this is an awareness thing, because we don't, as we said, we give suggestions, and also we also point our weaknesses that, like for example, my weaknesses, I've never been on holiday for quite some time. I think 2 years ago, and now I'm going on holiday. After next week, I'm going on holiday. You'll be talking to me from Port Elizabeth.
That will be very interesting, Dr. Mabila Mathebula. We wish you very, very, very well, and we know that everything is actually going to go according to the plan, Dr. Mabila Mathebula. And thank you so very much for always making time. And it also does not matter where you are, because we are living in a world or in the times of technology. So even if you can go to any country in this world and you have signal, Dr. Mabila Mathebula will always go to talk to you. It won't matter where you will be. Visual technology will always connect us virtually, Dr. Mathebula.
Thanks, Mr. Stan. I wanted to correct one mistake because I want to be politically right. I said Port Elizabeth, I think I've got a colonial mentality.
Dr. Mathebula, thank you so very much. Let's talk during the week, and also connect during the weekend next week on the show. Second to none. Dr. Mabila Mathebula, this is the Ilog Official Hip Hop Kunora's show, and we are so unexpurgated in this show, Dr. Mabila Mathebula.
Yeah, even next week is going to be seduction. Yeah, we want to learn about ourselves.
Catch us next week when we talk about seduction. That was Dr. Mabila Mathebula. We are going to have him next week. Virtually, he will be in Gqeberha, next week. And nice trip, Dr. Mabila Mathebula, and enjoy yourself.
Okay, man. Thanks. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. It was Dr. Mabila Mathebula right at VMC Planet Radio. We are going to play a song right now. And after playing a song, we are going to